You know, we see within New World slavery this enormous agency of enslaved women. And it's very important to emphasize because, for all kinds of understandable reasons, the blatant oppression to which they were subjected just stands out so sharply. In addition to being either field laborers or domestic servants. In other words, like all enslaved people, treated as beasts of burden,
Mm,
as producers of commodities and wealth for the owning class. In addition to that, they were sexually abused and assaulted, and they had interference with their reproduction,
mhm.
often being treated as breeders of future generations of enslaved people. So the magnitude of that oppression stands out.
Yeah.
But they were also operating in a system in which they used everything they could to leverage their own positions. And so simply demanding payment for sex with an overseer or a master, for instance, represented a small shift in the relationship. And it represented a small shift because they were saying, you are transacting with me as another human subject.
Mm,
Okay. This is not to deny the exploitation and oppression
yeah.
within the relationship any more than with sex work today. But it is to say that even within what often look to us to be the most brutal and oppressive circumstances, there is an agency
Yeah.
on the side of these people.
Yeah.
And sex workers would try to use their own agency to extract concessions,
Mhm.
monetary payment, keeping their children out of the fields, getting moved themselves from the field to domestic labor in the big house.
Mhm.
And we know even of cases, particularly in Jamaica, of enslaved women who actually accumulated small amounts and bought their freedom
Mm,
from their owners because over years of sex work, they were saving. And so it's a reminder of the incredible resourcefulness of people who are staggering under the weight of oppression, yet
mm,
still finding ways to carve out little areas of autonomous action within these lives. And therefore, there are ways in which they are keeping alive hopes and dreams of freedom
mm.
for the next generation.